What's up, Totem Pole Nation? Welcome back to Lambo and Matt's World of Sports. The college football season has been over for a few weeks, but things are always changing. Wheels are always turning in college football, and especially when it comes to coaches. We've seen Ohio State make moves, those guys leave, and now we've seen a new OC come in this offseason. Chip Kelly is now the offensive coordinator for Ohio State, and UCLA has hired former running back, former NFL player, and longtime assistant Deshaun Foster as their new head coach. Before we get into it, as always, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to go to TotemPoleNation.com to get some gear to support the boys. And as always, shout out to Sideline Sports Network. Let's get into UCLA right now.
Well, congratulations to Ohio State in hiring a very great offensive play caller and Chip Kelly. This was a surprise. Not that he went to Ohio State, but there's been rumors going on that he no longer wants to be the head coach of UCLA. We don't know what the real reason is, unless he just wanted to step down. I guess he was tired of being the head coach. I thought UCLA had a very good year. They kind of fell down, but congratulations, Chip Kelly. You're in Ohio State. You're going to help Ryan Day revamp that offense. By the way, Bill O'Brien was hired, and then Bill O'Brien took the job at Boston College. So, hey, a lot of head coaching openings. We'll talk about that. But first, we need to talk about, before we talk about UCLA, we need to talk about Ohio State. How good do you think Ohio State could be with Chip Kelly as the play caller? No Jim Harbaugh at Michigan. They have Sharon Moore. He's a former offensive play caller as well. How do you think Ohio State would do? Would their recruiting go up, or, do you think they'll be the same depending on their quarterback?
Recruiting, I think they're going to be fine. They already have the number 4 class of next year's team rankings, and obviously it's super early. They only have 8 commits, but 2 of them are already 5 stars, right? That's 2025. And then 2024, they finished the year with the number 5 overall recruiting class. So, there's going to be change. Half of those players probably won't even play a snap at Ohio State. They'll be in the portal by the time their freshman year is done. Some players will come in to fill those spots. That's just how college football is nowadays. I think that Chip Kelly is known for being an excellent offensive mind, an offensive genius, if you will. We saw a freshman QB last year in Dante Moore at UCLA show flashes with a team that didn't have as much talent as you would hope to, bring up a true freshman 5-star for him to perform at his highest level. So I think, the draft picks that we've seen out of UCLA during Chip Kelly's tenure kind of shows what kind of guys that he can bring into the program himself. Now he's going to Ohio State, where they already have that status as, a top 5 school when it comes to recruiting in the country anyways. I'm pretty sure, now I don't know how legit this number is, but it was talked about on ESPN. Ohio State was far and away the biggest investor when it came to NIL and how much money they were giving the student athletes. And this is what I'm saying. I'm not sure about this number, but it was over like $5 million more than the next school. So, they got a mission. They're tired of being little brother all of a sudden to Michigan. And now that window seems to be open. Michigan's got some stuff to figure out. Ohio State seems to be on the up and up and trying to get back at, their rivals in the Big Ten. Now, when it comes to UCLA, their outgoing transfer class is pretty large. I don't know the exact number right now, but I'm going to pull it up. I don't know. Obviously, the head coach replacement here in Deshaun Foster, he was the current players' number 1 choice for who they wanted as a replacement. Everybody in the locker room loves him. The current staff loves him as well. It's going to be interesting to see what adjustments he makes, but he's going to have some obstacles to get over when it comes to this transfer portal stuff. While I look this up, Well, go ahead and tell the people what you think about it.
UCLA is going to have a very, very, tough schedule, with that college football alignment and all these teams, moving and stuff like that. I think he's a great hire. I mean, you need a guy that relates to the players and things like that. But this is going to be a very tough. How do you build the UCLA program, back? I believe in him. I think he's great. But UCLA does, tend to struggle, just a little bit and whatnot. When it comes to, Chip Kelly at Ohio State as well, I think it's great. Here's the question though, when I look at Chip Kelly at Ohio State. Is Ryan Day still gonna call the plays, or is Chip Kelly gonna have the whole say? Because Ryan Day has been the play caller. Before he took over Urban Meyer, Ryan Day was the play caller. That's how he got the job when Urban Meyer stepped down. So are they going to share play calling duties? Is he going to be, I know he's going to have some insight. The question is between Chip Kelly and Ryan Day. I think they'll have a great relationship, but is it going to come down to egos? They both been head coaches. Chip Kelly's been a head coach at Oregon. He's been a head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. He's been a head coach at UCLA. I mean, are they going to butt heads? And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but how much leverage of play calling is Ryan Day damn near going to give up? That's how you have to look at it. What kind of offense is Ohio State going to run? Are they, when you bring in Chip Kelly, are they going to run that old-fashioned Oregon offense with, Marcus Mariota? Are they going to be fast-paced, or are they going to be more balanced and try to, run the ball a little bit more? That's kind of how I look at the situation with the players that they have, and they don't have really, that top-notch quarterback. They don't have a Haskins. They don't have a Barrett. They don't have a Stroud.
Well, we don't know yet. Yet. That quarterback room is stacked for next year, and there's transfers. There's a transfer coming in as well, but I think that quarterback room is deep, and we just don't know what it's going to look like. Now, you bring in Chip Kelly to revamp an offense, yeah, you can expect to be moving pretty fast, I would assume. And they do have like a two-headed monster at running back as well. Travion Henderson coming back for his senior year and bringing in a transfer as well. So, they have, excuse me, they have a great backfield that I think, you're not stressing about being able to maintain like that Big Ten identity of being able to ground and pound, win in the trenches type stuff, but also bring in more of a fast-paced approach to doing that same thing. And when you have so much depth around you, now obviously no Marvin Harrison Jr. is a big loss to that wide receiver room, but this is Ohio State. They do have the 5th ranked recruiting class. They have one of the top ranked transfer classes. Like, they're going to be fine at all these skill positions, right? And I think, to your point with Chip Kelly coming in, you're going to see them moving fast, but still maintain that Big Ten identity of being able to run the ball. But when you, to my point, when you have so much depth, you can run fast offenses all the time because you can just keep bringing guys out, putting other guys in. If you're that deep, you're not really worried about your guys getting super tired out when you have reserves that can just cycle in the game throughout the game.
Also, when it comes to UCLA, they're in the Big Ten, so
it's going to be tough.
Big Ten. I looking at the schedule, they are Hawaii, Indiana, LSU, Oregon, Penn State, Minnesota, Rutgers, Nebraska, Iowa, Washington, USC, Fresno State. I mean, that's a tough schedule. You talk about at LSU, at Penn State, at Washington. I don't expect Washington just to fall down just because they lost their coach. Now, I know they lost a lot of recruits, but I don't expect them to go a national championship to complete 4-8. I don't expect them to go that far. But at Penn State, at LSU, they play a good Oregon team. That 1-12-13 game. So their schedule is tough when it comes.
Hey, guess who's going to be the starting QB for that Oregon team? Most likely, Dante Moore.
Oh, he did transfer to Oregon.
Yeah.
Oh.
So They have 10 outgoing transfers, which, in the grand scheme of things, you read about other teams having like 20 plus. You're like 10, that's not that bad. It's the quality of the players that are leaving is what makes me worried. A 4-star rated transfer safety in Kamari Ramsey transferred to USC. He was the number 3 safety in the entire portal. Obviously, Dante Moore to Oregon. He was a 4-star transfer rank as well. He was the number 3 QB in the portal. 2 wide receivers left. We have, one. One receiver withdrew his transfer request. But you've got a wide receiver that left. Tight end Carson Ryan. He's a 4-star rated transfer. He was the number 9 tight end in the portal. So it's not the amount of guys that they're losing that makes me worry. It's the quality of the guys. It's the leaders of that team, the highest rated guys on that team, and the highest performers. So it'll be interesting to see what this new coach can do over there. But if he was the favorite, Deshaun Foster, if he was the favorite in the locker room with the guys that are still there, that's who they wanted to be their leader. Who are we to say that, he's not going to get it figured out?
We'll have to wait and see by the time it hits mid-September. Then we'll probably talk about UCLA and the conference alignment soon. And Ohio State is going to be Ohio State. The question is, can they beat Michigan? We will find out in November of 2024. But this is it for Lambo and Matt Sports. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to Total Pole Nation. We want to thank Science for them for the platform. Y'all have a great day. Please take care.